Hi everyone, it's Tania. I'm going to be doing a short little video series on connecting women in Chile. And this video series is all about going to introduce you more to the retreat, more what to expect from the retreat, starting with the reason why. So why am I doing this retreat? Why did I choose Chile? And why should you come, right? So I wanted to kind of go back to the beginning of my why and why I want to do this and why I want to do this in Chile. So we actually go all the way back to when I was born. And so when I was born, my mother is German and my father is Chilean. And when I was about 6 months old, my parents decided to go their separate ways and I was with my mom. And the last time that I seen my dad was when I was about 2 years old. And after that, like I said, my parents went their separate ways, and I never really remembered my dad growing up. And shortly after I was 2, my mom married, and so I had a stepdad. So from the age of 2 till the age of 9, I always just thought that my stepdad was my father. When I was 9 years old, I found out that I had a different biological father. My mom sat me down and told me, and she told me a couple of things that about him, and that he was from Chile, and that he had a sister named Rosie, that he came to Canada and he came to Manitoba, which is where they met, and I also found out that his mother's name was Juanita and that I carry her name. That's my middle name. So those were a few things that I did know about my Chilean side. And even though I had some questions or from time to time, it was one of those things that we never really talked about it, and it was never really discussed with anyone um, throughout the years. So 10 years ago, I was at work one day and I'd been thinking a little bit about my Chilean side. At this point, I already had a daughter who was around 2 years old, and I wanted to know more health history of the other side of my family, and thought it might be nice if I could reach out to my dad and see if I could connect with him. So while I was at work, I was on my lunch break and decided to just Google a little bit in the white pages and see if I could find my dad in Manitoba. So I went to the white pages online and entered his name, and his name's Hugo Candia, and entered his name and searched around for Manitoba, and nothing came up. So after that, I thought, well, maybe his sister still lives in Manitoba. So I entered his sister's name and couldn't find anything either. So I thought, oh, well, I guess today's not the day. So I was about to close the computer screen when I noticed that there was at the bottom of the screen, there was this little thing flashing, and it said International People Find. So I clicked on that and it brought up all these different countries, and I selected Chile. And from there, it took me to another page and everything turned to Spanish. So with a little bit of Spanish that I do know, I just figured out what I needed to put in and enter the different fields as far as what his name is, his last name, first name. And from there, I went and clicked search, and I got 3 names that came up. I thought, oh, okay, we've got 3 names, let's try them out. And I was just about to close the screen again, and I noticed on the right-hand side there was something that said regions. So this is where I learned that Chile actually has 15 different regions throughout the country. And so I clicked the next region, and from that region I entered his name again, clicked search, more people came up. And I clicked the next region and did this through all the 15 different regions, and in the end I had 33 names. And so I decided to print them out, and I took them home with me, and that evening I decided to pick just one of the names and give them a call and see if I could connect with anyone, and if nothing else, just strike it off my list as nope, this isn't dad. So so I did that, and I picked one of the names, and it wasn't the first name, wasn't the last name, or even the middle name for that matter. I just chose the name. And all of them were Hugo Candias. So I just chose one, and from that I decided to call it. They had the phone number listed, of course, so I called it. So he answers the phone and he says, "Hello." And I say, "Hello, I'm looking for Hugo Candia." And he says to me, "Well, I'm Hugo Candia." And I'm thinking to myself, sure, so are 33 other people on my list. So I said, "Well, I just wanted to ask a couple of questions." I said, "Have you ever lived in Manitoba?" And he says, "Yes." And so I said, "Okay, well, I knew quite a few Chileans had gone to Manitoba back 30 some years ago." And so I said, "All right." And so I asked him, I said, "Do you have a sister named Rosie?" And he says, "Yes." And I says, "Okay." And so my heart starts beating a little bit faster at this point. And I said to him, "Do you have, or is your mother's name Juanita?" And he says, "Who is this?" And so I said to him, "Well, does the name Tania mean anything to you?" And all I hear from the other end is him take this deep breath in, and he says, "Is this my Tanita?" And he says, "I've been waiting for this phone call for so long." And I just started bawling, and he was crying, and it was this beautiful moment and this beautiful reunion between us. And so we talked for about another 20 minutes longer and just kind of caught up. And the whole time I'm shaking like a leaf and couldn't believe that it was the first person that I called. And so just to let you know, my dad actually lives in this small town outside of Concepcion. And he happened to be home on that day at that time when I called all the way from Calgary, Alberta. So there's so much distance between us, yet since we've found each other, we've really close in connection and close in our heart. So why am I sharing this with you? Well, for a couple of reasons, so that you get to know a little bit about me. And to be honest, this isn't a story that I've shared publicly. So I wanted to be open with you and who you're coming with on the retreat, for one. For two, what I found with Chile is, and this is my reason why to go to Chile, is not just because my father lives there and I've been reunited with my Chilean side of my family, but also because Chile just has this amazing energy about it, and it's this perfect place for healing. It has the vortexes of our chakra centers are actually in Chile. There's two of them located in Santiago, Chile, right where you'll be landing on day one of our retreat. And if it's the 54th, it's the 54th energy center or chakra center of the world is located there. And I'm going to read you a little bit about the number 54, of what that means in Angel Numbers by Doreen Virtue. As you know, I've taken her angel card reading class, and so I do like her work. And she has this book called Angel Numbers, and it breaks down what the different numbers mean on an energetic angel realm. So the number actually means, I'm going to look to the side here and read it. So it says, the angels are guiding and supporting you as you make healthy and necessary changes in your life. And this is exactly what I feel like happens when I'm in Chile every time. I end up always going through this healing, through this cleansing of what I no longer need and what I can implement into my life. It's really a beautiful place to be able to do that when you're surrounded by the ocean, by the mountains, and just having that space to do that, and the energy of the land as well. So it's my dream and vision to take beautiful people there like yourself and just tune into who you are on a deeper level, and connecting with you and connecting to yourself and to your soul and to your desires, and releasing what no longer serves you and uncovering your light further and further. This is the perfect place to do this. And this isn't just a healing land for me because I came from there, but I've seen it with my family as well, with my children, with my husband, and I've heard from other people too that have traveled there, of just this unknown healing that seems to come from there. Just being there, you seem to shift on a cellular level. I'd love to share that with you, and I'd love to share that with other like-minded people as well. So if this sounds at all interesting to you, please feel free to sign up. There's only a few spaces left, and we go in March 2014. All the information's on the website. You can look it up. $500 saves your spot. And for the next couple of videos that I will be releasing, we'll just give you more information on what to expect during this retreat, where we're going to be traveling, what you'll be getting out of it, and any questions that you may have, I intend to answer. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to add them to the below, or you can send me a message as well, email me, and I'll get back to you for sure. Until then, hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening in. Namaste.